Hi, I'm Tave, your pot's bestie, and this is Friday Fables, where stories and science meet with a spoonful of sparkle. If you're living with chronic illness, dysautonomia, or just need a moment of magic and meaning, you're in the right place. Now get cozy and let's dive into today's tale. Today's story is The Castle of 1,000 Keys. Once upon a time, there was a young prince named Elliot. He lived in a kingdom that sparkled with music, gardens, and light. Yet he couldn't enjoy any of it. Why? Because he was trapped inside a castle filled with 1,000 doors. Each door promised freedom. Behind one of them, the way back to the life he longed for. But there was a problem. Every single door needed a key, and there were so many keys. The villagers meant well. Each time they visited, they pressed something new into his hand. "Try this key," they said. "This one worked for my cousin." "Have you tried this one yet?" Some keys were heavy, others tiny, some bright and golden, others dull and rusted. Elliot tried them all. He'd slip a key into a lock. Sometimes it turned a little, sometimes the door cracked open just enough to give him hope. He might feel better for a day, a week, sometimes even a month, but then the door would slam shut again, and he'd find himself back in some castle halls. It was exhausting. It was discouraging. It made him feel lost, as though he would never find the right key. One day, after yet another failed attempt, Elliot sank against a wall and wept. "I don't even remember which doors I've tried anymore. It all blurs together. Maybe I'm just not meant to leave." But then, from the shadows of the hall, came a quiet voice. "Not every key is wasted," it said. Elliot looked up to see a figure wrapped in a long cloak. Their eyes were kind, their voice gentle. "The problem isn't the doors," the cloaked one explained. "It's how you're keeping track. Every attempt matters, even the ones that don't seem to work. They're teaching you something. You just need to start listening." The figure handed him a small leather journal and a piece of charcoal. "Write it down," they said. "Every key, every door, every small shift, even the ones that don't fully open, patterns will emerge, clues will appear." Skeptical, but with nothing left to lose, Elliot began. He tried a silver key and noted. Door 3 opened a crack. Less dizziness. Short-lived. He tried a copper one. Door 7. No change. Another. Door 9. Energy improved slightly, but headaches worsened. Page after page, day after day, he wrote. And slowly, the castle began to make sense. He noticed that the keys of a certain shape, small, with rigid edges, always seemed to help a little. He realized some doors led to dead ends, and he could stop wasting time there. He even began combining keys, using one in the morning, another at night, and noticed more consistent openings. It wasn't quick, it wasn't easy, but over time, Elliot stopped feeling like he was blindly fumbling in the dark. He had a map now, a record, a way of advocating for himself when others brought him new keys. And one day, even though the castle didn't magically vanish, he found himself walking freely through it and more of its rooms. He had windows now, sunlight, even music drifting in. The keys no longer overwhelmed him. They were simply tools, and Elliot, once lost and weary, had become the keeper of the keys, persistent, wise, and brave enough to keep trying. Because sometimes freedom isn't about finding the one perfect key. It's about learning how to hold all the ones you've been given and making them work for you. Thanks for listening to this week's Friday Fable. If you feel like you're stuck in your own castle of keys, trying, testing, hoping, just remember, every attempt teaches you something, even when the door doesn't open right away. You're not failing, you are learning. If the story gave you a little comfort, share it with a friend or leave some love wherever you're listening. Until next time, stay sparkly.